All praise, glory, and honor be to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rukwakadash. Double honor to our elders and apostles of the great millstone who rule well over Israel in these days and time, teaching us the truth with all honesty and sincerity. It's your fellow servant Shemaiah to the hopeful elect of Israel, wishing you a shalom and salutations. You know, the Akim and the Akwaf that believe in this truth, doing their best to return back to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, rehearsing the righteous acts, and first and foremost, keeping our faith in Yahweh Shai, the Savior of Israel, through his blood, through his sacrifice for us. I'm going to start off with here. I want to pull up a scripture, then I'm going to pull up a video. Because regardless of what people think in this day and this time, this land, this world is going down. This dream, the American dream, is being taken out. Let's go to Isaiah 47:1. Come down and sit in the dust. All right. This is words prophesied against America, aka Babylon the Great, the whore that ride upon a beast, you know, also known as spiritual Sodom and Slakia, also known as spiritual Egypt and Sodom. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon, because America has not been touched. But she's being touched right now. She's being fondled. She's being fondled with. Okay? She's being fondled with. And she's not saying no. She think that she's like a whore. She thinks that she's in control. So she's not saying no. Now, according to the grape doctrine, if you feel like you're being oppressed as a woman by a man, all you have to do is cry out. That way, your blood won't be on your hand. But she's not crying out. She feels like she's in control, total control of the situation, which is also going to be the shame of a lot of women here in America, Babylonian women, that's even those that's supposed to be Israelites that have not seek repentance, which have not seek returning back to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. You know, they won't cry out. No, they think they're in control of what's happening, and they're going to be judged for it. And because they love the feeling, they love to be whores. America is the emblem, or the how can I say it? America is the head, right? The leader of feelings and emotions of being a whore. And all the people that are men and women, right, that's drunken of the cup of the wine of her fornications, they're all whores, and the Lord is going to destroy them along with this place. All right. Let me start again from the beginning. Isaiah 47:1. Come down and sit in the dust, which is confusion. The dust means confusion. O virgin daughter of Babylon, sit on the ground. There is no throne. O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. With that, I want to go to Revelation. Let's go to Revelation 18. Let me pull up in here. Blue Letter Bible. Since we got the Blue Letter Bible, right? Revelation chapter 18. I'll start at verse 3. Revelation 18 and verse 3. For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. Right? As we were just here, right? Delicate. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. sit on the ground. There is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. For all the nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. Right? The wrath of her fornication. The wine goes back to the philosophies. Being drunk, but not with being staggered, but not with strong drink, through her philosophies, her democracy, her you can do whatever you want to do. Men sleeping with men, women sleeping with women. You can celebrate all these other gods, these pagan gods. Do what you want to do. Do as thou wilt. The wrath of her fornication, of the wine that have drunken of the wine of her, the wrath of her fornication. And the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her. And the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. Right? Her delicacies, leading back to the wine of her, the wrath of her fornication. The delicacies, like what? Let's sell all across the world. Let's sell shrimp, crab, lobster. These things that's abominable, according to Yahweh Shemel Shah. These things that are destroying the earth as we speak. Right? The promotion of harlotry. Your women out here dressing like whores, promoting prostitution. Fuck modest apparel. They feel they look good in this, and this is going to get them what they want. And it will, because most of these people are in gross darkness, and all they want is death. That's what they want, and they don't even know they're screaming for it. They're crying for it out loud. Kill me, kill me, kill me. And the Lord is going to do just that. He's going to do just that. With that, I'm going to get this video. America is going down. And so the like-minded individuals that trust or that has drunken of the wine of her wrath, the wrath of her fornication.
Welcome back, tribe. I have an episode here that's Americans being priced out of the housing market. Study finds, like as if we needed a study to know that nobody could afford housing anymore. And Wall Street, like it says right here, Wall Street's housing takeover. We need studies, boys, to show us officially how we're getting effed.
There's a new study out of Harvard that has found millions of Americans are simply being priced out of homeownership.
I'm sure many of you feel this already. The school's Joint Center for Housing Study says both homeowners and renters are struggling with high housing costs. Take a look at this. The U.S. Home Price Index is 47% higher than in early 2020. That's pushing the median sales price to about 5 times an average household income.
Insane.
It's incredible. Meantime, rents are up 26% across the country since early 2020.
Joining us now is Chris Herbert. He is the managing director of the Joint Center for...
Greatest country on earth, can't afford to have a family. Greatest country on earth, American dream is dead. Greatest country on earth, am left to starve out in the street if I get fired. The government will come take my home if I miss paying property taxes because property values have skyrocketed, but my pension hasn't. I've put in 60 years of hard work. The government took my property away because I couldn't afford it anymore. This has happened to senior citizens in the United States of America. They have lost their homes because inflation has kicked up the prices of their houses so much they could not afford the...
You think those people sitting on the side of the road, you think those people sleeping under bridges came from nowhere? You think since 4 years ago, this has all been a mishaps? But you're okay for right now, right? You're sustaining a little bit of whatever for right now, right? Everyone is pretty much, especially, you know, the lower class and the so-called middle class, which is no such thing as a middle class anymore, is living paycheck to paycheck at any moment. At any moment. Unless you're Yahweh Shemel Shah, you know, is dealing with you. let's continue.
New property taxes that were imposed upon them. You had to choose food on your limited pension or your house that you worked your entire life for. Holy shit, bro. Talk about priorities.
Housing studies at Harvard. So, Chris, we know about inflation. We know that there's a lot of drivers. But when it comes to housing in particular, what is fueling this trend? Why are rental and housing costs really outpacing everything else, particularly including salary?
It's important to look at both the short term and the long term in thinking about what's happening in the housing market. In the short term, what we had was almost a perfect storm during the pandemic. Going into the pandemic, we had tight housing markets to begin with. We had low vacancy rates for both for sale and rental housing. And then during the pandemic, we had an incredible increase.
Why won't they build single family homes anymore that are reachable by average everyday Americans, the middle class? Why do they only build luxury condos or high-end condos? Or high-end apartments, luxury this, luxury that. There's nothing but townhouses, high-density building, all luxury-oriented. Nothing for the average single-family home in America. Does not exist anymore. Neighborhoods don't get built out for single-family homes. Why? Because the builders figured out they could squeeze far more fucking money out of everybody's wallets by funneling you into high-density housing, luxury townhomes, luxury condominiums, or mega mansions. They'll just build little McMansions everywhere. So the normal everyday American is being priced out of the American dream. Builders don't give a shit. They're in it for the money. Wall Street doesn't give a shit. They'll buy up all those assets with all the billions of dollars, trillions of dollars that they're making from the stock market.
Can't say it no better. Our elders and apostles always go into it. Right? Look at it. Look at this right here. From one of our elders of Great Millstone. You will own nothing and be happy about it. The trend is your friend. This trend is your friend. You will own nothing and be happy about it. Right? And how is that going to be possible? Revelation 13:16. Take this. So take this RFIDCHIP to show your allegiance to me. Then you can live rent free. You ain't got to worry about nothing else. I got you. You're my slave. I got you. That's what the higher ups are saying right now. That's what they're preparing all this for. Draconian measures. Right? Order ab chaos. Order out of chaos. You will have nothing and be happy.
In that whole fucking scam. And what's left at the end of the stick? A smack on your ass because you're not getting any carrot. You're being left destitute for a job that can hardly afford groceries anymore. Gas. Healthcare? Haha, that's a joke. We've been living without healthcare in America. Average family doesn't have healthcare. The average family is in such a poor situation that they're forced to go to the grocery store and buy off-name brand shit or survive on beans, rice, the very basic, the most powerful country on earth treats its citizens like dog shit. And they're surprised why we're heading in the wrong direction. People feel like life is meaningless, like they're working basically as slaves. They can't get ahead. They're living paycheck to paycheck. Average American has $400 or less in their bank account for an emergency. Fucking hell.
In demand for housing, both as people came to realize they weren't just going to live in their homes, but work and study there because they had more money, because they weren't spending money on anything else pretty much, and because student loans were deferred. You put together that plus interest rates below 3%, and that tight supply led to this increase in housing prices that you're showing on the screen now. So the short run story is that tight supply against strong demand. But I think it's important to look at a longer term perspective. If we go back decades, we'll find that housing costs have been outpacing incomes since the 1960s. Why is that? Partly because of the fact that land on which all homes sit has been growing faster than incomes. And secondly, because the homes that we're putting there have gotten larger, higher quality, and the efficiencies in the construction of homes that we've seen in other industries like automaking and the like, there haven't been those increases in the efficiency of construction to bring down those costs. High land costs, high costs of construction have outpaced incomes for a long time, but they got a lot worse during the pandemic.
Now, I'm looking into your report, and you do highlight that single-family construction is accelerating across the country, so there is a gradual increase in the availability of homes. But what kind of future is this cost making for all of us, particularly, groups hardest hit by high housing and rental expenses.
Yeah, we are seeing single-family construction rise modestly, which is kind of shocking when you consider that interest rates have been north of 7%.
Yeah.
But the reason for that is because the fact that most homeowners are sitting on mortgages under 4%, in many cases under 3%. They're just not inclined to sell and have to face those higher mortgage costs. So with so few existing homes on the market, home builders are responding by doing what they can. But in terms of what this means, I mean, it's really pricing out first-time home buyers. The cost of a monthly payment on a median price home at north of $3,000, you need $120,000 in income to afford that.
You hear that shit? Median price homes in the United States are now $3,000, so almost $3,100 a month after taxes, insurance, and a 3.5% down payment, excuse me. And you need to make $120,000 to afford it. Where are all the six-figure jobs, guys? Honestly, and they expect you to start a family on these incomes. And we're not factoring in graduating college with immense debt, $50,000, $100,000, so on and so on. Cannot be discharged. God forbid you need to go to the emergency room. My uncle had a stint put in, $1 million. This shit blows my mind. Do you know what an American can purchase overseas? There are ways for you to buy property overseas. Some of it involves a woman. Others involve a co-opting thing where the locals own a majority of the share. Think a condo building or a high rise. It's 51% owned by locals. You're allowed to own. Like in Thailand, you could own a condominium. It's yours under certain rules. You can buy properties in other countries where you can get so much for your money. I know this isn't an option for a lot of people, and it's kind of crazy to even say, but it's becoming more and more evident that life in America cannot be sustained for the average middle class family. And I mean family loosely, because the middle class has disappeared and all the families along with it seem to be disappearing. It just becomes middle class dinks or just middle class single people that are on and off relationships. Seriously, who can afford a date when you're dropping $3,100 just to get a home? You need to make $120,000 to qualify, and this is not talking about all the other costs. I'm going to assume you're going to want to have health insurance at $120,000. I'm going to assume that you're going to have a nice car, something decent at least. I'm going to assume that you live in a place where you have to commute within a big city to make this $120,000 in the first place. So that's just the median. What does it cost to live in a place close by to work where the jobs are high enough in the six figures? After food costs, transportation costs, miscellaneous costs, shit breaking here and there, gotta replace the AC, got the pipe that needs, the toilet broke, blah, blah, blah. Maintenance costs on a house can creep up on you, surprisingly. Where do you have the extra money for dates, for a wife, for children? This shit is crazy. People are living in dingy-ass apartments with like one little dog. And that's about the only joy they have anymore, is their one pup or cat. They can't afford to have kids. They're becoming dog moms, cat moms. Why? Because it's too expensive to have children. There's no man in sight. Nobody can afford anything. We're all broke. And so we're getting what we can, little pets in cubicles of apartments. This shit is crazy, dude. Society is failing in the West. Nobody wants to tackle the issues. We got mega corporations coming in here, BlackRock or Blackstone, whatever their arm is called in the investment side of these housing purchases, and they just buy up multiple properties. I was renting a place in Arizona for $2,600 a month. Beautiful house, 2,200 square feet with a pool. It was nice in a gated community. And I swear to you, like at least half of those houses, we were speaking to some of the neighbors there that we would see outside. Half of the houses were owned by a company out of state that was renting them out on a permanent basis, pretty much. That shit's crazy. Rental agents that you go see, like real estate agents as well, basically spit on your face when you talk to them. I remember when I was looking for a house to rent, the mood had shifted completely. They used to hound you. They used to beg you to come see the property. They used to try to offer you like 1 month off. There used to be so many incentives, and they used to work so hard to get you to rent. I'll never forget, the guy sat his ass on the kitchen counter, was face down on his phone while I was walking the property, didn't bother showing me around or anything. He's like, if you like it, let me know. If not, it's whatever. It's whatever. We'll Airbnb it out anyways. And that's what happened. They ended up Airbnb-ing out the property. They didn't even wait like a week. They don't give a shit about average everyday Americans. It's incredible what has happened to the middle class in this country. And they're surprised that if you can, most Americans will leave, are going overseas for a new life. The new American dream is leaving America. There's a reason that's trending, and there's a reason that's becoming far more popular. Imagine you go to school. This is just for the men's side. Imagine you go to school, you're 100 grand in debt or so, in a place that hates you because you're a man and it's toxically masculine. And then you go to apply for jobs, which you probably won't get because of DEI hires. And then in your shitty job you do get has nothing to do with probably what you're doing, what you're majoring in school. So now you have shitty pay, in debt, and hardly afford to make the student loan payments. And you're looking at yourself and going, where the fuck does buying a house factor into my life anytime soon? Where does family planning enter into the near future of my life? Even if I meet a woman and she earns a comparable salary, we're just one of millions dual income, no kid household because we can't afford it even on 2 incomes. 2, bro. Not 1. 2 incomes is still not enough. What?
1 in 7 renters can afford homes. So for
Stop right there. Let's go to 2nd Ezra chapter 15. This world is faithless. There's so many faithless people. What do you mean by faithless, Shemaiah? They don't believe in the word of Yahweh Bashmi Yahweh. They don't believe in the word. They believe in all this bullshit they've been fed. They once upon a time they believed in Christianity and going to church and the pastor preaching his word, but the pastor wasn't preaching y'all the right word. He wasn't telling y'all out of the scriptures of Yahweh Bashmi Yahweh. The Lord said that there's pastors that he did not send out here to teach you. Who sent them? Who sent them? The wicked. Until these last days in time. Since Albert Bivens, right? Since the late 1960s. No one else. It started then that this truth has come out. And over time, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shah, we have had our teachers have been removed from being stuck in the corners. Through the internet, through the unicorn, this truth has been broadcasted out into the whole world, this gospel. And now the end is coming. The end is speaking. 2nd Ezra 15:1, behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. Fear not the imaginations against thee. Let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee. The incredulity is those that don't have faith. They don't believe. Unbelievers. This world is filled with unbelievers of this truth, of this gospel going out to the end of the world. It's full of mockers and scoffers that think they know what they're talking about, that will not open their ears or their eyes. For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. So there's going to be from sea to shining sea, from land to land. There's going to be plenty of unfaithful people dying. Okay? The elect know that. The elect has been getting prepared for this for a long time now. For a long time now. There's going to be a lot of people dying, unfaithful people. People that don't believe in the word of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh. Behold, said the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. All right, let's go to them plagues. Matter of fact, let me pull up 2nd Ezra chapter 16, because that's where I want to go with it. Let's go to 2nd Ezra chapter 16. We're going to jump down to like 70. Second Ezra chapter 16, verse 70. Salaki, I mean, yeah, I said 16. Salaki. 70. For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection. All right. A great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. They shall be like madmen, sparing none, and still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. And that's what's happening. Right? That's what this guy's talking about.
1 in 7 renters can afford homes. So for young folks today seeking that dream of home ownership, the path to get there is really difficult. And I don't want to lose sight, too, on the rental side, the pain is being felt across the board, across renters, but mostly for very low-income renters, who are 83% of whom are spending more than 30% of their income, 65% are spending more than 50% of their income, and the amount they have left over at the end of the month is very little for everything else.
Now, Chris, this is a
You think it's a joke? I see more and more places being built up. Based on everything that they said during this whole 11 minutes. How are they able to constantly keep on building these so-called luxury places? But the job market isn't going up. The finances isn't elevating. Your wages are not being increased. Do you think this is by mistake or circumstance? This is to separate. This is to get rid of the middle class. You ever seen the movie golly, it's on the tip of my tongue, with Sylvester Stallone and Wesley Snipes. Demolition Man. That's what this is, Demolition Man. People gonna be forced to live underground. That's what's coming to America. Thus says Yahweh Shemi Awashah. Verse 72 again, 2 Ezra 16 and 72. No, I was at 71. They shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. Then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as the gold in the fire. That's when the elected Israel, that's when our faith, Lord, wouldn't we be a part of that number? Our faith is going to really show through to who you really are. You're going to give up, go back into the world, take the MOTB, do something foolish against the laws and statutes and commandments of Yahweh Shemi Awashah. That's when we're going to be really tested and tried through the fire. I mean, it's already happening. Right? But to the elect, verse 74, Hear, O ye my beloved, saith the Lord, behold, the days of trouble are at hand, but I will deliver you from the same. Right, the elected Jacob, the elected Israel. Those that keep the faith. Be ye not afraid, neither doubt, for your power is your guide. And the guide of them who keep my commandments and precepts, saith the Lord power. Let not your sins weigh you down, and let not your iniquities lift up themselves. Offend less. Keep the faith in Yahweh Shah. Offend less. Remember, what did it say? and the guide of them who keep my commandments and precepts. Here a little and there a little. These times that we're coming into, the words of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, he's going to have to constantly keep preaching us to, talking to us. And you don't want people that's of the world around you. The Lord came to bring a sword, division. You're going to want to be around people that know the truth, speak the truth, that's seeking Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. And that's not majority of the people. That's a small number. I want to go here. Let's go here to matter of fact, that's in 40. Let's go to 40. Yeah, this is the time we're coming into. I'm gonna start at verse 39. I'm gonna close out on there. 2nd Ezra 16, verse 39. Even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth, and the world shall mourn, and sorrow shall come upon it on every side. We'll be oppressed on every side to this day. O my people, hear my word, make you ready to thy battle, and in those evils be even as pilgrims upon the earth. Your wants, your so-called needs, your desires, it's all vanity. Your feelings, your emotions, it's all vanity. If it's not uplifting the praise of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, humbly, submissively, the Lord said, if you're not willing to risk all these things or forsake all these things, you're not worthy of me. These precepts we're going to have to keep in our minds and our hearts until we are delivered. Lord willing, we be a part of that elect number. Verse 41, he that selleth, let him be as he had that fleeth away, and he that buyeth as one that will lose. He that occupieth merchandise as he that have no profit by it, and he that buildeth as he that shall not dwell therein. And these times we're in, being as pilgrims upon the earth, whatever you create, whatever you buy and sell, just know you're not going to get, it's all vain. Everything that you get, everything that you create, everything that you have on this side during that time, the time of Jacob's trouble, it's just to get you through that moment. And probably not even to get it to sustain you for that moment, just to give away to somebody else to get you through to the next level. We're leveling up. Leveling up. Letting everything go for this truth. For the mercy of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. With that, I'm going to close out. Hope this lesson is edifying to elect Israel. You know, till next time, endure. Yahweh Hashem Yahushua Ratazah, endure to the elect of Israel. Let us give all praise, glory, and honor again to Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, Hashem Ruach, and double honor to our beloved elders and apostles of the great millstone for teaching us this truth in all honesty and sincerity. Till next time, Kwam Yasharallah. Wa Abba Babal.